Hello once again, I'm Phillips, and today we're going to add the finishing touches to our respawn room. And the first thing we are going to do is create a Funk respawn room visualizer. I've talked about it in a previous tutorial, and now we are actually going to make one. So start off by going to the texture browser and look for the no draw texture by typing in no draw into the filter, and select tools / tools no draw. Then inside of your doorway, make a brush. Make sure that you have your brush tool selected, and hit enter. Make sure that the no draw texture fills up the entirety of the doorway to the respawn room. Well, go to your selection tool, and with that brush selected, hit Ctrl T and turn it into a Funk respawn room visualizer. Hit apply. We're just going to call this red spawn visualizer for the simplicity of it, and start disable no, solidity should be always solid. Hit apply. In the associated respawn room, basically select the name of the respawn room, the Funk respawn room that you made in the previous video. So in our case that is red spawn. Hit apply. And hit cancel. And now deselect everything and go to your texture tool and select only the first face, the front face of the respawn room visualizer, the one facing outwards. Alright, you can do this by clicking any face while having the texture face edit sheet open. Hit browse and type in entry. No underscore entry, that's the texture that we want. Overlays / no underscore entry. Double click on that, hit apply, and you will have a few neat big giant red circles in front of your respawn room. Half of these are cut off, and basically we just want one no entry sign throughout the door. Well, there's an easy way to do this. In the texture editing menu, basically play with the texture scale until you have the desired size, and then use the texture shift buttons to put it into the right place until you have the desired result. And that's all there's to it. And now there is a Funk respawn room visualizer in front of your respawn room. And I'm noticing that the texture is a bit off, so I'm just going to fix that really quickly. That ought to do it. Oh well, good enough. Copy this to your blue spawn that I have constructed in between tutorials simply by copy pasting everything and changing everything from red to blue. Okay, so copy paste, move it into the correct position, turn it around like so, hit Ctrl T, oh sorry, never mind, darn. Do not hit Ctrl T but double click. That was kind of silly. Well, something else I can teach you. Inside of the object properties window, right underneath where it says clause, you can find key values, and there's two buttons, copy and paste. And we're going to use that right now. Since we're going to make almost a copy of this one, just hit copy and close it. Go to the one you want to create, double click, and hit paste. and it will turn it into the exact same values. Just change the values as you see fit, the name and the associated respawn room. Hit apply, and you're done. Very well. And that basically sums up the respawn room visualizer. So when you are blue, you will yeah, in a red respawn room, if you are red, you can simply walk through this and you won't even notice that that's there. However, when you're from the blue team and you walk towards this, you will find a big red circle with an invisible wall blocking your path. Darn. But oh well, that's the purpose of the no entry texture and the respawn room visualizer. Let's hop right into the resuppliance cupboards, which are also fairly easy to make. Now, to make a resuppliance cupboard, first of all we're going to insert the prop of the resuppliance cupboard. Go to your entity tool, and where it says objects, type prop underscore dynamic. Hit enter. Click where you want your resuppliance room to be. Sorry, I don't know why I clicked the selection tool. Go to your selection tool afterwards, double click, and give it a name. We're just going to call it Red Resupply Cupboard 1. Hit apply. And since, well, basically that's all you have to do. That's all there's to it. You can leave everything else as is, apart from the world model, obviously. If you hit the browse button, it will open the model browser, and basically what you want to do is you want to type in resupply, and it should give you two Team Fortress 2 models, one of the medieval one and one of the regular resupply lockers. It doesn't really matter which one you use. If you're making a medieval map, use this one. We're just going to use the regular one. Hit apply, hit cancel, and make the model align to the grid and make sure that it has the correct position and facing the right way, like so. If the prop is unable to match your grid, that's because it's too big. So like so, I mean, you can only, it's either away from the wall or through the wall, so just make your grid a bit smaller and it'll fit perfectly. There's always a certain grid size in which the props work correctly, so if that doesn't work, lower your grid size. Next thing you want to do is to make it actually work. So go to your brush tool, go to only use textures and select your trigger texture, and make a nice area around the resuppliance cupboard. You can make it fairly big and fairly high for the double jumping scouts. Something like this, just around it, so that you walk up to it, it'll activate. Note that if you make it through a wall, and like so, that if you actually stand here near the wall, you will also be resupplied, because this is basically, if you're touching the trigger, it will activate the resuppliance cupboard, so make sure that you don't do it through a wall, because that's bad. So just make it up to the wall, make a nice area around the resuppliance cupboard, hit enter. Go to the selection tool, hit Ctrl T, and turn it into a func underscore regenerate. That's it. Give it a name, something easy, red resupply cupboard underscore 1 underscore trigger, for simplicity. You'll always know what it is. Team, set this to red because this is still the red resupply area. Start disabled, no. Associated model, this is important, you have to select the resuppliance cupboard that this trigger will activate, which in our case is red resupply cupboard number 1. Hit apply, hit cancel, and that's all there's to it. Now you have a fully functioning resuppliance cupboard. I'm just going to select both of these, copy them over to the other side, and change the names real quick. And we're going to select all of these, shift click and drag, copy them over to the blue spawn, like so. Go to the blue spawn, double click, and everywhere where it says blue, change it, or everywhere where it says red, change it to blue. And I just noticed that I made a little mistake here. It does that from time to time. That will happen if you don't press enter often enough. I actually accidentally called this a underscore trigger. So it does. Double checking everything works now. Yes. And there you have it. This is a finished resuppliance room with everything upon it and everything on it and everything done and working and complete. And that's it for this tutorial. Hope to see you next time.